Good morning. It is a very, very autumnal morning and I'm heading somewhere that I've never been before. I wonder if you can guess. It is somewhere in the Cotswolds. It's somewhere that a lot of people frequent, but I have never been. I'll let you guess in the comments down below whilst I head over there. I thought I'd show you my outfit. Oh, my hair looks very good from behind today. Really happy with how I've learnt to style my hair. I'll pop a link in the description box down below to the video where I show you how I do this and how I get these big waves just using straighteners. It's the over the hill method. I think you'll love it. I'm wearing one of Ali's old blazers today. I love it when Ali has a clear out because I end up getting an oversized blazer and I don't have to go in for the trends and buy one, and arguably they're better. This is so old as well, this one. This is an old tweed blazer of his. It is very wet today, so I'm wearing my Barber Wellington boots. I have also got my Fairfax and Favour Boudica boots packed for the trip. This is my Amazon cashmere half zip, which I love. Little Uniqlo t-shirt, and I've got my glasses because I've got a lot of work to do in the car. And I'm obviously wearing the Town and Country clutch. I've had so many thoughts. Obviously I was totally up in the whirlwind over this launch, and I've woken up this morning and I can see how many people didn't get the bags that they wanted, and obviously that hurts my heart because that's just, it's not what we could have ever envisioned, but also we want you happy. That's all we ever want. I think anyone that has been part of the Fairfax and Favour community knows how much they value their customers, and they really put them at the forefront of everything that they do. In this instance, as I've said before, I lack a lot of confidence, and we may have played it safer, even though they produced 3 times more than they normally do. I just don't think any of us were prepared for this at all, in the slightest. And so whilst I'm incredibly grateful, I promise that we're working towards changing that and making sure that everyone gets the bag that they want. I also didn't realise that, if you remember, if you go right back to the beginning of when we were talking about this bag, I was very, very particular about the leather that I wanted to use. And it was my request that we use the box leather. And I have to be honest, I did a little Q&A, and lots of people said that they would prefer the pebbled leather in the burgundy, and it was a real crisis of confidence. I just doubted myself, as I always do. Hopefully one day I'll stop doing that, but this actually was the first bag to sell out, and this really was this has been the hero of the collection so far, and it's quite unbelievable if you ask me. Again, helps me with my confidence and helps me with trusting myself a little bit more on these things. I mean, it's not hard. It shouldn't be hard anyway, because I'm usually if I'm drawn to something, I know that we're so in synergy and we have such similar tastes that you're going to be the same. So I don't know, I just need to trust myself more, but that was a real confidence boost for me as well. So yes, we are working away behind the scenes, just so you know, but this is my outfit to head to the Cotswolds. I am really looking forward to it. I'm kind of treating this as a little bit of a relaxation trip, although I wasn't going to put makeup on, but I put makeup on because it's all the cool girly whirlies from the internet, and you know, when you're I kind of just want to come makeup free and just go and chill in the spa. But I think we're gonna have things to do. Anyway, when we get there, I'll tell you more about what's going on, and it should be a really, really lovely evening. If there's one thing I know about going away with Elizabeth Arden, which is who I'm going away with at the moment, it's usually a late night and a jolly good knees up. So I am going to grab my bits and pieces, jump in my car and head to our destination. Have you guessed where it is yet? Does my attire give it away? You're going to know very shortly. It won't be much of a secret anymore. And I've got an emotional support coffee already, but we're about to do a breathwork class. So if you got that last clip, I was being told that I wasn't allowed to film in that room. So it actually isn't my fault that we've got to this point in the vlog and I haven't actually spoken to you yet. You. I was literally about to say, I was like, please tell me Ruth is coming. Oh no. It's the next week at dinner. See you then. I was thinking, I'm already starting. Me too. But yeah, so basically we were not allowed to film in there, but we basically did a bit of a breath work and a tiny bit of yoga, and now we are in the orangery of Estelle Man. I've never been here before, so every day is like a school day. It's so beautiful, and I feel like we're getting like the best of the seasons, because at the moment it's really like dark on one side but yet really bright everywhere else. It's lovely, and I've just grabbed myself a little slice of sourdough. This is the Estelle sourdough. I'm going to rate it against mine, although mine is not happening at the moment. Cultured butter. This is all of what we're going to be having. Lovely. Very exciting. And I've also come for a little glass of champagne.
A formal welcome to Elizabeth Arden's biggest skincare launch of the year. Our aim is to bring the bounce back, not only to your skin, but also to your well-being. But not only are we celebrating the biggest skincare launch of the year, we're also celebrating 115 years of the brand.
Wow.
Of breaking barriers and shaping beauty. And that makes us one of the oldest premium beauty brands in the industry. Elizabeth Arden has stood the test of time for 115 years, and we're incredibly proud of that. When I was thinking about this, I thought about Love Actually. Does anyone like Love Actually?
Yes.
And there's that scene with Hugh Grant when he does a speech against the arrogant US Prime Minister, and it just made me think about it. So I just thought, I'm going to give it a go. So we might seem a small, oldish brand, but we're a great brand too. We're a brand that's warm, inclusive, and loved by all generations. One with rich heritage that stood always ahead of its time. We're innovative and scientific to be trusted. We're a brand that's still winning awards. And we're one that's earned its iconic and cult status in the beauty industry.
Woohoo!
Let me watch Love Actually again, so I'm happy about that. So, who was our Changemaker founder? So she was a pioneering female entrepreneur who changed the face of beauty. So from humble beginnings in Canada, she was actually originally a nurse, and can you believe it, her name was Florence Nightingale Graham. Yeah. But she came to New York on her own to establish her legendary beauty company. She borrowed money from her family because at that time banks wouldn't lend money to women. She changed her name to Elizabeth Arden because she felt it had more gravitas. The business started in 1910 when she came to New York, and she opened her first salon on the most fashionable street in New York, Fifth Avenue. She painted the door red because she thought it stood out, and that's where our logo was born. She believed that science could change skincare. So in the early days of her career, she went on to experience many firsts. She was the first businesswoman to feature on Time magazine. She was the first salon to include fashion, so she actually helped Oscar de la Renta launch. She let him put his collection in her Fifth Avenue salon, and the rest is history. She was the first female racehorse owner to win the Kentucky Derby, and also she was the first woman to host a radio show. Anyway, along the way, the many beauty icons have been created. So the brand today is still very much about four pillars. It's about skincare, cosmetics, fragrance, and the Red Door Spa. Our most important skincare pillars, you've got 38 Hour. On the right, you've got Provage. We formulated this 20 years ago with the most powerful antioxidant, Edibanone. That's about protecting and correcting against physical signs of aging. And in the middle, our jewel, which is Ceramide, where Elizabeth Arden have been pioneers, and where our new innovation sits. So I'm delighted to introduce the next Ceramide combination: peptides, hyaluronic acid, and ceramide.
So let's talk about what we've done and why this is really exciting. We have your new hyaluronic acid and peptide ceramide capsules, hydra plumping serum. But we've taken the hyaluronic acid capsules, which you may already know and love. You may have tried them previously. We've reformulated them. We've made them even bigger and better. We've added up to 80.3% extra hyaluronic acid in there to give you bang for your buck from a serum perspective. But your serum is going to plump your skin within 10 minutes. And then our moisturizer is going to deliver up to 240 hours of lasting hydration.
Well, I have made it to my room here at Estelle Manor. This is my first time here, and I think I am staying in the stables, it actually makes such a nice change. I can imagine Paula, oh sorry, you're a little bit skewiffy there. I can imagine Paula umming and ahhing about whether I should be put in the walled garden or whether I should be put in the stables. And I can safely say I'm very, very lucky to be put in the stables because I've stayed in a lot of walled gardens, and this is lovely, so lovely. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by the interiors. As I said, I've never been here before. Ali has been a few times, and I have to be honest, you know what I'm like. I'm very, very particular about my interiors, and I judge places quite a lot on their interiors. It might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing, but I really am someone that's affected by their environment quite a lot. And this place always felt quite, how do I say this, like quite cool and snazzy. And I don't think I'm a very cool and snazzy person. And it's very grand, it's very sort of very London in the countryside, and so I wasn't sure about it. And it's still very cool because that's the other thing as well that I wasn't sure about. The interiors were actually done by a New York based interior design company, and so I thought that was a bit funny because obviously in England we have such special interior design houses here, and we have such a very specific style of interiors, and so I was kind of a bit unsure as to why they would go for a New York based design house instead of going for English, but I could totally see the vibe that they've gone for in here. It is beautiful, and I can actually see that we've got the same switches, I think, that we're putting in the house, which in fact I don't think ours are as brushed as that. I think ours are nicer. One thing nicer than Estelle Manor, but it is beautiful. So this is sort of like a new area, and that's what I didn't realize. I thought everything was in the main house, and it's not. There's lots of little outbuildings, and this is the stables, and it's all been newly built. This used to be a wedding venue before this, and it was like an open to the public house. It was very, very lovely, but they've kind of bought the house, and the house is obviously like the main event and all of that kind of stuff, but then they've added lots on. So there's lots of like garden rooms, there's the walled garden, but then there's like cottages that you can stay in around the estate and all of that kind of stuff. So it's lovely. I've actually just spent the whole afternoon chatting to Ruth Crilly. Ruth is one of those people that, you know, when you see them at an event, I always say this, but I look for people that have like quite, you know, lovely cozy energy, and Ruth has always been one of those people. So we've just been putting the world to rights. She's lovely, she's in the walled garden, but I have arrived to lots of lovely bits and pieces. If there's one thing that Elizabeth Arden does well, it is the setups of the room, and the girls have absolutely smashed it out of the park. I feel so lucky to be here, so honoured to be here with them as well for something as iconic as the new hyaluronic acid and peptide capsules and the water cream as well. As you would have seen, we've had a bit of a masterclass, or a pep talk as they called it, learning all about them, learning all about the reformulation, and obviously the new edition of the hyaluronic acid water cream. They are so good, and I want you to know that they work so hard. Like they taste test every like meal that we're having. They do tastings, they do recce's, they take this so seriously. I almost feel like those kinds of things can be forgotten when you're going on press trips, and they're always just so lovely. So I thought I'd show you the room. This is my little sitting area. I've got what looks like some little bits and pieces, so some chocolate bark here. And do I have more of the cookies? No, these are, I don't know what these are. Are they little mini pretzels? Who knows? Oh, either Cantucci or biscotti, I don't know. Very, very nice. We've got a TV, we've got our own fire, which is lovely. I'm not seeing too much equestrian stuff. I mean, this feels a little bit equestrian. I love all of the fabrics in here as well. This feels like a tapestry, which, you know, I really, really enjoy. Then you've got this little area here, which is almost like a dressing table area, antique mirror. Hi. And then the bedroom. Nice mirror as well, really nice. And through here is like the little suite for getting ready. I love this bath and this bathroom. And hello, a little, is this like a dumb, not a dumb waiter, what do they call it? I don't think you can open it. Oh, that's sad. Anyway, it's not a dumb waiter. The dumb waiter is the thing that's on a pulley, and it's not a lazy Susan, but it's like a hatch where you would pass your dinners through from the kitchen into the living room. Ali's nan and Gramps used to have one in their old house. I can't remember what it's called. You're all going to be screaming it. But yes, we have this gorgeous bath set up area and shelving. beautiful, beautiful vanity area. This is so pretty, and all of their sort of switch up your skincare icons, and they've given you a full set basically. These are all things that you can use alongside, switch out and change for if you like, because they're sort of talking about the skincare wardrobe, because what works for me may not work for you, or it might work for you sometimes and not all the time. And really it's down to you to be able to find your best sort of skincare routine. For me, I really love a cleanse and then use something like the retinol and HPR in the evening alongside the hyaluronic acid capsules. I think that to me is like a really lovely hydrating but active evening skincare journey. But then in the morning I'll take it a lot softer, and I'll either go for the water cream or I'll go for my wondrous advanced ceramide day cream, which I use so much. It's about switching and finding what works, and so they've laid out almost like a new skincare wardrobe for us to play around with and try. I'm going to familiarise myself with my schedule and get myself ready for dinner, which I'm looking forward to. I am in my room and I'm ready to go. I have actually been ready for a while, but I've been editing a bit of content that's just gone out, and I realised that the theme this evening is metallics. Now, I don't have any metallics, and for things like this I won't like impulse purchase anything that I probably won't wear again. So I'm doing metallic nail polish because I think it goes with my outfit. This is the One Step Gel Manicure from Nails Inc. They sent me this colour and it's actually perfect for this outfit. This is going on over my current nails at the moment, but we're just going with it because I'm actually running late now. I wanted to be there, but I need to let this dry. It says topless, so I don't need to do a top coat, and this will probably last until the morning. I'm giving myself a little quick spruce and then going to meet the rest of the girly wells. It's actually the perfect colour. So I'm actually treating this like a little bit of like a holiday, because I don't do press strips very often anymore, and especially at the moment because it's a very, very busy time, and what we know is that it's very difficult for me to do work. I can't, like, I don't know whether it's just me, but I can't concentrate on two things, like being present on a press strip because I want to be present, and then also like working on things. I find it very difficult, and KEARY understands that. So this is like my little holiday from KEARY at the moment, because I don't have to do anything, even though I absolutely have lots to do. There's lots of things on my to-do list. She knows they won't be done. So I'm just embracing the fact that I have a few hours until tomorrow and I don't have to do anything. And I'm just going to relax a little bit, just a little bit, because it's been a while. It's not going well. Why does it, like, I feel like it always dries quicker on the hand that you're not very good at. Okay, just one coat will do. That's all I need. I also did something really silly. I thought that I would pack my higher heeled Labubu's. I'm literally calling Louboutins Labubu's from now on. I packed the higher heel. I can't walk in them. I can't. I thought this is like the fashion girly crew going away on a beauty trip. I need to be more fashion girly. So I packed the higher heels and instant regret. I'm hobbling like someone's nonna. It's so bad. Also, I just want to say, when I'm saying like all of the fashion girlies and all of the cool girlies, I am not saying that because I think that this is a bad thing or that I'm putting myself down or anything like that. Don't get it twisted. I love the way that I am, and I love I love all of my awkwardness, my weirdness, and all of that kind of stuff. It just becomes very apparent when I hang out in certain groups in this industry, and I just sit here and I'm like, oh, Lydia, how did you find yourself in this job? How? It makes me laugh. Anyway, so I just want you to know, being slightly awkward and a little bit soft around the edges, I'm cool with it, okay? I'm cool. I'm not cool, but I'm cool with it. Only took me nearly 40 years to be cool with it, but that's by the by. I am literally hobbling all the way. I can't bend my feet properly. The incline is just too much for my toes. Every day I'm hobbling. Every day I'm hobbling.
So we have a lovely smoked salmon, which is local, our compressed cucumber dressed with lemon gel dill, and some of the creme fresh.
I have not shown you anything of dinner, but oh my goodness, this dessert is so beautiful. It's like a chocolate clam. I didn't realise this was all chocolate. And then there's ice cream and a little bit of crumble around there. And it is just such a beautiful setting. They have done an incredible job. I love this. I'm going to take this home. This is like a little memento with my name on it. See? So lovely. This drawer is making me so happy. So this is from my last video where I organised all of my storage here. And this tech drawer, it is so handy to just have everything. I just needed to put a new memory card in this camera and I needed a new battery, and I just went into my tech drawer and everything was there, and it made me feel very, very snazzy. But hello, happy first day of autumn, everyone. It is the first day of autumn today, but I know I wished you happy first day of autumn in my last video because I was filming that then and it was going live today, so you're gonna watch that video today. Anyway, it's the first day of autumn today and I am wearing a very, very autumnal outfit. And I really, really like it. This is a jumper from Mark Kane, and Mark Kane is a brand that came onto my radar through like collaborations. So they came in and they were like, well, do we want to work with you? And I was like, well, send me some of your stuff. I want to know whether it's good, because it's more of like a German brand. And this jumper, their quality of materials is incredible. I got to go to their factories where they basically like make everything, like the whole process they like do from start to finish in their factories in Germany. They're amazing. Such a lovely brand as well. And then this is one of their new jumpers, and I wore it on some TikToks and reels over the weekend and everyone was like, where is that jumper from? And I was like, well, hi. And lots of questions were about how I get my collar to do this. Basically, the turtleneck is doing all of the hard work. And that's why I love wearing more of like these mock turtlenecks that don't fold over, although you can do it with a foldy over one, like no one's judging. But this is my favorite. And then it's got the big sleeves. I always use a little band, but I try and cover it, but sometimes it doesn't work. To keep my sleeves back, because I like a little bit of wrist. Wrists to me are like cleavage. That's what I've realised. But anyway, I've got lots to tell you about today, but first things first, I've been summoned downstairs because Ali is filming something and he wants me to come and be a cameo in it. And Ali never asks me to film anything with him. And I am always trying to film stuff with Ali, and he doesn't let me because he is never camera ready. And so what I know from this moment is Ali is camera ready. So I'm going to take you downstairs. I'm going to show you the like office come library, like the state that it's in now, because my new office chair has arrived and all of the wallpaper is finished and Ali's actually putting up some electrical sockets. So I've got a little bit more to show you because I appreciate that it's a little bit slow moving and sometimes I'm like telling you the same thing over and over again, but that's because I'm so excited that I just want to share it. And I also have a terrible memory and I forget what I've told you. So let's head downstairs and see what Ali's been doing. Yes, I've got my boots on because I'm going down into a building site and these boots are comfortable, kind of like slippers, so I don't really care. Oh, the wallpaper. Are you sitting on my office chair?
Yeah. Trying to catch a mouse, fitting electrical faceplates, editing a video, ready to film.
Oh my gosh, you've put them on. Oh, they look so good. So these are my new plug sockets. So this is a lighting one and this is a lighting one. So I'm imagining that there's going to be two lamps that sit on a little console table here, and that's very exciting. I didn't know that. I'm learning that now. But they look so much softer against this wallpaper. I love that they don't protrude loads as well. Very, very, very happy with how they're looking. That's all you can do though. Or are you trying to do this one? Are you trying to do the switch?
Could technically do it, yeah.
Will you do it?
I might do it, I'll see.
I thought I'd quickly show you my new office chair, my new old office chair. Oh, very blue. There we go. Very old, but new to me office chair. The colours of this are so gorgeous. I love that there's already bottom marks in it. So my bottom is going to fit perfectly into those little crevices. Very, very happy. It is comfy and it's also so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. So I'll be able to cross my legs on that. I'm very happy. Yeah, I love these. When she sent this, I was like, yeah, that's a little bit more decorative, isn't it? I really, really like that. It's gorgeous. Very happy. So yes, this is like where you're getting the main sort of view of the wallpaper. Someone asked if it was linen. It's not linen. It's like a grain sack Hessian sort of fabric. And it's so beautiful and it's so cozy. And I know I said beautiful and cozy about 100 million times in my last video. So that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, you're filming. What do you need me to do?
Reaction.
Okay.
And then you're going to ask if I want a coffee.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready. So I've finished filming with Ali. I have to update you on what has been going on with my sourdough starter. So I baked my first loaf with my new sourdough starter from Charlie, which I'm so glad I have, and I also have backup. So, because honestly, I have not been using store-bought bread for over 6 months. We have constantly always had loaves, whether they're frozen or whether they're freshly made. I just prefer it, and actually I find the whole bread making process just so enjoyable. So I was devastated when I killed my own starter. However, as you saw in my last video, I also started making my own starter, and this is where we're at with it. So I fed this morning, but I fancied trying to make my own like dough today. I haven't actually had a look at how it's looking in the fridge. Now, first things first as well, I'm doing this because I don't like being dependent on something. I like to be able to be self-sufficient. So that's why I'd like to learn how to do this myself, just because I don't want to have to go to Charlie and be like, Charlie, I've got no starter. She's very patient with me as it is. So I decided to do this. So I started making dough yesterday from my starter, and I am about 10 minutes away from making it. So I'm gonna look and see how it's looking in the fridge. Oh, it's puffed up nicely. That's got a good old rise on it. That is very promising. Okay, I'm gonna leave that in the fridge. Oh my gosh, if I have made my own starter, I will actually cry. And I've already got a name for her, because obviously Charlie's is like the goat, the main cheese, the big dog, the MVP, you name it. So Mrs. Patmore 2.0, I think that's right, because Mrs. Patmore is obviously the MVP. But I thought that my starter could be called Daisy, because obviously Daisy is like at the end of the, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you know, Daisy has her time, but Mrs. Patmore. So I'm like the Daisy of the sour. So I think Daisy is a good name for her. Anyway, I'm going to get things ready. I actually want to film this for TikTok as well, because people are always like, you never film anything of you actually making something. Well, here we go. Here we go. And actually, it's really nice. So, I'm going to start by turning on the oven and emptying out all of the dishes. Get my mic on so that I can film this for myself. Daisy's loaf is in the oven, and I am very nervous. However, I've got a call in about 20 minutes that I've got to jump on, because we're actually finishing up one of the projects that I've been working on, and this is very, very exciting. So I need to jump on that call, but they might have to bear with me on this call because I am mid filming a video. So yeah, they're gonna have to bear with. I'm gonna have to message them now. Right, I've managed to rearrange my call, so that's good, and I'll be able to open the oven and get my reaction without it being stressful. So I'll be like, is it any good? Have I made my Daisy dough? But I also received something this morning. I ordered this. I don't order a lot of things new anymore. I know, shocking. There'll be so many people that'll be like, really, Lydia? Listen, I'm doing my best, okay? But the new Really Wild collection, so good. So blooming good. I ordered a few bits. Some of them are on pre-order. This one, I don't know why they didn't send it. It wasn't on pre-order, they didn't send it, but it's just arrived. And I wanted to open it with you because it is so beautiful. And I'm thinking this is like wide leg trousers and I'm so out of breath. Wide leg trousers and like a really simplistic roll neck, and then this just draped over the shoulders. It's the colours for me. I've always gone, oh my gosh, yes, this is absolutely being kept. Look at these colours. No, it is not a blanket, okay? It is not a blanket. This is, I think they call it a cape. But it goes over your shoulders like this, and you just kind of wear it really drapey. So this, think about it. It's so nice. I love the colours of this. So yeah, this, you could wear this with heels, like, and wider leg trousers, as well as like a little bit of a, you know, moment. But you can also wrap it around. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is what I've always wanted. It's these colours, these mossy green colours for me that are just everything. I don't know why I've got it up with my chin. my assistant is gonna absolutely lose her marbles over this. It's gonna be perfect for winter as well. You know I love, oh, that's just my receipt. Yes, this is gonna be perfect for the autumn winter months because I love anything that is like a blanket. I actually really like it like worn like this too. And even with the boots, I think personally this is very much like a sort of me style with the Fairfax and Faber boots as well. So I wanted to get into this really quickly. I'm almost thinking that this would be quite nice to be styled like dressier as well. Love it. Absolutely love it. The colours are sensational. There's chocolate brown in there, there's burgundy, there's a little bit of like evergreen green, there's a mossy green, there's also like a sagey green. Oh, it was made for me. It was made for me. Their collection this year, I have to say, when they started launching it, they've sort of almost had like a bit of a change up, and they've put, I think this is like the new thing where you have like the brand founder is almost like the influencer of the brand, which is such a fascinating concept that I'm seeing changing, whereas usually you would be like behind the brand. Now they have these sort of influencer brand founder led brands, and so I think the brand founder herself has almost come out from behind the scenes and put herself at the front. She's effortlessly cool, and this new collection is so gorgeous. Like, it gives me Purdy vibes, but not the same price point, which I really, really like as well. I mean, I love Purdy. Purdy has a very, very special place in my heart, and it is the OG of all country wear brands. But this is very nice. I really liked this, and I can already think where and when and how I'm going to style this up. So I'm very happy. I was really worried because when they didn't send it, it then said sold out, and I got very worried that it wasn't going to be sent to me, and so I was very happy about that. Anyway, I'm going to wait for my sourdough to be ready, and then I'm going to jump on my call because this is like the final part, and I believe in a matter of weeks I will be announcing what this is, but there will be a select number of you that know first. All will be revealed. And I feel like when I say this, no one's ever going to know what I'm actually talking about because there's so many things going on at the moment that I'm like, what actually am I teasing here? Anyway, I'm in a great mood. We've got 1 minute to go. I'm also filming this for TikTok because if this works, it's going to be momentous. So I've got my little microphone on. Microphone. What have we got? I'm nervous. It's a matter of seconds, people. Okay. I'm nervous, Sparky. I'm nervous, Sparky. I'm nervous. Oh gosh. Okay, has this worked, boys? I need all of your moral support. Please have worked, please have worked, please have worked, please. Oh my gosh! I have made better sourdough stuff. Look at this. I don't even care that it's better than the one I did yesterday. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna brown her up. 5 more minutes, then we're browning her up. This is unreal. Every plant is different and they all need different elements in order to make it its best. Like my parsley, if I water it too much, goner, absolute goner. I feel like there's something in this with the plant analogy. Mine would say wine, but but I actually like that. If you had to write your, I like that. Jess is like, no. I want to be encouraging this. I want to be encouraging this. I am actually a very soft person. Oh, you know, I wasn't ruthless in business or whatever. I wasn't as ruthless as I could be. I didn't shove enough people out the way. I didn't want it bad enough. Also, making bread feeds into nourishment and good food. I love that question. question. Oh, I love it. Look at you going deep, Caroline Grayson. You're going straight for the jugular. Somebody hasn't been looking after themselves. Morning. I am still on a major high from my sourdough escapades yesterday, and yes, I am prancing around my house in this really wild cape because I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I've been trying on outfits. Ignore me. I'm also taking the nail polish off that I put on my fingers for the Arden trip. Honestly, every time I've looked at my nails, I'm like, ugh. I actually don't like my nails with like a strong nail polish on them. That's what I've realised. And I think I actually prefer them literally just like this. I think they look so much better and it feels so good, but it's also revealed that I need to go and scrub the undersides of my nails massively. But yeah, I think I've just got to the point where I'm like, I actually now prefer it like this. I think it looks nicer against clothes. It doesn't attract attention. Very, very odd. So I'm using my little navy kit here. I actually might do no polish on my nails at all, and just go for a little bit of Kate and Elizabeth. So give my nails a, no, where's Victoria? We're missing Victoria. Where's Victoria when you need her? There she is. Panic over, we've got Victoria. Yes, I'm basically sorting my nails out because I'm doing such a fun sponsorship today. So I don't know if you remember, but I did my video, gosh, it's a few months ago now. I actually don't know how long ago, about my engagement ring, and how I bought a ring on the internet that was fake, and I wore it for 2 years and no one noticed. And I made that video off my own back. I bought the ring myself. I'd never had any contact with the company at all. They didn't even know I existed. They didn't know I'd shopped from them, and I didn't tag them. All I did was link the stuff that I'd bought. And they've come in and they were like, can you just do that again? But like on Instagram or Reels or TikTok, I can't remember which one it is. Can you just do that again? Could you tell everyone about that again? So that's what I'm doing basically, and I think that's so fun because that right there, that is like, oh, could this be a rant incoming? I don't want it to be a rant, but it's a super interesting thing that I think about so much. And I was talking to another girl at the Arden trip about partnerships and how they happen, and one of the things that I noticed over the last few years is there's been a real shift. How do I say this? I really want to say this in a way that doesn't feel like I'm being bitter or anything, but that partnership that I just told you about, this one with objects, that's how our industry got so good, because someone would talk about something and the brand would see such a huge impact on their business that they would go, of course I want to do that again, or is there a different way that we can do that? Is this person a great ambassador for us? Is this person an asset for the business that we could utilise for campaigns moving forward? Perhaps we'll use them as a one-off. Perhaps we'll try it. Again, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, because they've been obviously compensated for the organic content that they did that was so impactful. And that was something that I realised very early on. And there's lots of people in the industry that have realised that, where they go, authenticity is what made this industry so good. It's when I talk authentically about something that's when brands get the best sort of response. So that's what I did. It's how I ended up being signed to By Terry for so long. I fronted some of their campaigns. At one point they were like my biggest paying client, and it all started because I talked about them organically and they saw such an uplift. There are so many cases like that in this industry, and this is one of those types of instances, but happening in 2025, which I would say is rare now. And I think it's really sad that it's rare, because I think that that's the best way that it happens. But I want to see more of this. Like, I love it. That's why it's so good. It's why it's so good in this industry. And I think when budgets and you start getting so many people in the communications, especially with bigger brands, you start having to be able to quantify and justify and put forward why you're doing something that, in all honesty, none of it makes sense. Like, I know that there's these platforms that quantify what I do on the internet, and I have no idea how they could ever possibly have quantified what I do, because first of all, they're so far off the mark, and they're just selling this information to brands. And so I'm like, how can you have quantified what I do? You can't, because A, you don't have access to the information that I have on my back end. So there's, first of all, there's no way. Second of all, you can't quantify authenticity, because I might be able to sell out one product, but then I might communicate a different product completely differently and it not work. And that's not an indicator of how valuable what I do is or what my relationship with my audience is. It's just not landed. I'd probably try something different in that approach, and I'd probably make sure that my brand would always leave happy with what has gone out. But there are literally people that have built businesses around quantifying what influencers do to justify to like CEOs and men at the top why they're spending their budget there. But really, they've got no idea. And it's these campaigns where someone has no access to information, hasn't ever heard of me before, can't understand where all of a sudden they've made all these sales from, and then finally they find out. That is what I wish I could see more of every single day in this industry. So that's just my little rant. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm making my nails look a little bit more presentable, because it's all about rings and things like that. And when I put nail polish on, I can't actually see the condition of my nails. So this actually makes it a lot easier. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, it's freezing. It's absolutely freezing in my dressing room today. I've actually turned the heating on, although it doesn't seem to be warming up. But that is a real signifier of autumn. Woo! I'll show you my nails when I finish, but me and Victoria are gonna have a whale of a time. And Kate. I have just been sat here getting the jewellery ready for me to film for this reel, and I feel like you're gonna want to see some of these things. So I'm gonna show you here, because I think, ooh, it might go out before the reel. Oops. I'll show you some of them, not all of them, but one of the things that I was really interested in was this ring. I mean, this is so bougie. Hold on, let me try and get it on my finger, because I have to use, I don't know if I'm the only person that has to do this, but like my knuckles are big, and sometimes I have to like lubricate my knuckles. I'm just using the navy hand and cuticle oil to lubricate up my finger. But yes, this is another one of the Objects rings. This just feels so like bold and big, but also it almost feels quite princessy, like not princess cut, like I don't know, there's something about this that feels quite princessy, and I really like that. And you might also have noticed that I have a few more tennis bracelets. Honestly, if I could go back and not purchase a tennis bracelet, I would totally do that, because genuinely this is so much more enjoyable wearing these and not having to be precious about them. And they've got like little marquee diamond ones here, if you can see. Can you see that? Can you see? Yeah, there's like a little marquee diamond one here, and then there's like this really beautiful like staggered diamond one, which I love, and I love stacked diamonds like that. And then also I got myself some diamond studs, which I have never had diamond studs, because you have to buy 2 of them. It's so expensive. So I got these oval classic diamond studs, which that's also quite key. Is like when you go for the classic silhouettes of diamonds, like look at how dainty and beautiful that is. And like I could wear this in all of my studs. Like I could have a whole row. How bougie does that look? And they're just not even real. I love that. But I think that studs generally have to have like a little bit of a sort of impact to them. Look at that, we could go for 2. I mean, it's not very classic in my opinion, but I could have a double stud like that. Oh my gosh, so nice. But also just the classic diamond, I think, for me is what I'm going for. And that's what I mean, is like, it's so expensive to buy diamond earrings. They're like the one thing that I love the most, and yet you have to buy 2 of them. So that for me is just so beautiful. And sparkle season is almost upon us. But I also got this one as like a little ring for my thumb. It's quite chunky. I wasn't expecting it to be so chunky, but yeah, you could have a little like stack of diamonds. I also love their classic tennis necklace, sorry, as well. Like, this is just so beautiful. And with December being sparkle season, I know I'm talking about December in September, but don't hate me. But that's basically what I'm working on. But also, I wanted to show you something that I haven't shown you yet. The light is so weird today. I'm trying to like balance the light behind me. It is not working that well, just so you can see me, but it just makes me look really shiny. I have the next edit that I've done with SINEAD KEARY, and I think you are going to love this. I'm so annoyed though, I don't have 2 of the jumpers here. We shot 2 new styles of jumper from SINEAD KEARY, and I love them so much. Obviously cashmere as well, but you'll see them in the campaign. So I'll link the campaign so that you can see it down below, because it's got the roll necks. I really wanted to show you the roll necks because they have these slits on the arms, and when you push them up, when you push the sleeves up, they're really, really flattering. In fact, I think it would look so nice with this cape as well. That's kind of how I wanted to style it, because having the neck like coming up would be so nice. But you'll see that if you manage to get yourself one of the burgundy Fairfax and Favour bags, I have the pièce de résistance to go with it. In fact, I have multiple pièces de résistance. So let's try them on together. It's feeling very autumny, very autumny. Now, I need you to bear with me on this one, okay? Because I have sent all of my wardrobe edit shoes to be resold. So I don't actually have my burgundy heels, but honestly, they were on their last legs. They needed some TLC. Okay, but this is the Jessica coat from SINEAD KEARY in my very own colourway. This feels so special, and honestly, like, what other colourway was I going to do for autumn? It was always going to be this, and then look at it alongside everything else. I mean, come on, it goes so beautifully. Obviously, if I was wearing shoes, it goes so beautifully with the handbag. So if you got one, this coat is a work of art. It is 100% wool, and what I like about this silhouette is that you don't really get more classic than this. And I have to really underpin this, that like everything has been thought about with this coat. It is not just like your bog standard coat. This is so considered, because the thing with this coat is it like, even when it's undone, it creates a silhouette. It's like magic. It like draws your eyes to all of the right places. So while SINEAD hasn't gone for like the uber oversized when it comes to the shoulders, you can, if you size up in it, you could get this oversized and wear it like a little bit more trendy. But what she's done is she's created really beautiful proportions. So there is a slightly accentuated shoulder, which then accentuates the nip in at the waist, and then allows the rest of the coat to just hang to perfection, whether it is done up in a very sort of Princess of Wales-esque outfit. I mean, that is just so, the pussy bow, everything is just so that. I would probably go for a little tuck on the arms just to bring these up a little bit, because I like a little bit of wrist in there. But for me, this is autumn winter captured in a coat, and what I love about this coat is that you can wear it dressed down or dressed up because of the satin buttons. This is so special, because if you were to wear a beautiful silky bujami underneath this, the coat still works, but equally works with something that's elevated but still a bit casual. But if this was a jumper, it would still work beautifully. So this launches today. There is also a special evergreen shade of pyjamas in the beautiful and the most comfortable SINEAD KEARY pyjamas. There is an evergreen shade, so I don't want to get too excited. But this is not the only thing. I've also, there's just so much. Life is so exciting. I'm gonna need a minute. But honestly, this is what I really love doing, is like creating a story with the things that I am allowed to work on in this way. And I knew that this pairing was just going to be so special. I mean, not just the clutch, obviously, like this goes so exquisitely with the micro top handle as well. Like, this is just so timeless. And then of course, imagine I'm wearing shoes, okay, but with the top handle Town and Country bag, it's perfection. But I'm not done yet. Of course I'm not. Of course, we have done the Lily jumper in the most beautiful autumnal burgundy shade you have ever seen. And what I love about this is that you can wear it alongside items in your wardrobe that you already have, but this is like a real special piece because it has such gorgeous detailing to it. It just adds that touch of femininity. Pure cashmere, and when I tell you, this is like no other cashmere you have ever had, because it's cashmere but with a little bit more of an injection of femininity. I find that cashmere often is done in very like simple silhouettes, whereas this has the beautiful blouson sleeves, the bow at the back. Oh, it is so gorgeous, and again, works with what I have in my wardrobe if I had shoes. Already, I love this, but also I'm going to show you this in 2 parts. I can't show you it all at once. I just can't. You can also wear the Lily jumper alongside the Sandra trousers, which also come in the most beautiful Merlot shade. This is like wearing loungewear, pyjamas, all rolled into one, and yet looking like a classic, timeless snack. Honestly, these trousers are exquisite and so flattering. They make your legs look so long. Obviously, I'm trying not to stand too far back because my shoes. I'm gonna stop going on about the shoes, but it is the shoes. The way this fabric sort of shines is unbelievable. Like the iridescence of it, the beauty of it. It is so rich and so sumptuous. And the trousers they just give so much length. And alongside the jumper, I feel so snugly. This with my heels would be like a dream date night outfit or event outfit. Just something that feels really elevated. But of course, the pièce de résistance, apart from the pyjamas, which I'm actually not putting on with you because I am saving them. My evergreen pyjamas. I can't believe I have my own pyjamas. And they're evergreen. Just can't go. I'm not putting them on though. I'm not putting them on because I just want to go to bed. I give you the Sandra suit. Oh my gosh, I don't even know which handbag to go with this. We've obviously got the clutch, but I almost feel like the micro top handle is perfect for this because it just feels a little bit more like, look at the colour, just look at it, just take her in. She is like a cherry chocolate, warm. I honestly can't get over how gorgeous this has come out. And this is a real like feminine take on a suit, so I just had to show you these. This isn't part of my sponsorship with SINEAD KEARY, but I get so excited by these things, I absolutely had to show you them. There are more in this, so if you like the classics of SINEAD KEARY, like the Sandra suit, the Lily jumper, the Jessica coat, they obviously come in the classics every single year, so the ivories, the blacks, but this is the special colourway, the special one, because we like to be special around here. And this is going to be beautiful for, again, like events, but you can wear these pieces separately. These trousers look so gorgeous with knitwear, as I've just shown you. But also, if you're doing, like, just correct me if I'm wrong here, but if you're doing an autumn or even a winter wedding, bridesmaids in this, so chic. Oh, can't cope. Anyway, I'll link it all down below, but I hope you like it. Where's that one going?
That is going in the open bedroom.
Ah, amazing. Sorry, that probably seemed like such a bizarre thing where I've just cut to a call, but basically, excitingly, that was a call with the people that are doing basically all of the upholstery in the house that is left to do. So the new bed for the wisteria room, the chairs for the wisteria room, the valance for the wisteria room, the massive U-shaped sofa that we are having bespoke made, which now we've actually just decided that they're going to make a mock-up so I can sit on it and see if I like it. Amazing. I'm going to be going to the factory. They're also doing all of like the sofa in my library room, armchairs, ottomans, things like that. So it was like a big sort of debrief. They're also doing all the cushions. Big debrief, but whilst I was there, I was trying, because I was really just like sitting on the call to just be like, hey. So I was getting ready and just doing bits and pieces. I was opening a box and it was a Jo Malone box, and this looks like a new, ooh, a new autumn candle, which feels very apt because I'm about to start doing a little bit of autumn decorating once I've tidied my room. However, this is so beautiful. Look at this. This candle snuffer. It's like a little either bluebell or snowdrop, or I don't know whether it's supposed to be something to do with barley, but it looks like a snowdrop to me. But it's a candle snuffer. This is staying in my dressing room. This is going nowhere. However, I had a quick whiff of this. This is so interesting because this is called golden barley, and I undid the little tape on the side and I gave it one whiff and I was like, ooh, that's pumpkin spice latte. Yeah, that is pumpkin spice latte. But like make it chic and Jo Malone and make it transportative, because I don't like pumpkin spice anything, but I think it's because I don't like novelty, like interior stuff, if you know what I mean. Like I don't like plastic pumpkins and I don't like that kind of stuff, and pumpkin spice things, just I feel like I'm like scarred for life with that. But this is like pumpkin spice, but call it something different and make it chic. So if you like pumpkin spice but don't want it to be pumpkin spice, you've got golden barley from Jo Malone. It's lovely. I like it like this. It's the silliest thing, isn't it? But very, very lovely for an autumn candle. I am now going to zhuzh up my dressing room so that it's ready for me to film some campaigns tomorrow. As I'm going, I'm going to start laying out some outfits that I need to get done. And then once that's done, I'm going to start with a little bit of a zhuzh downstairs. I think I've got some boxes from Hello Petal to open up. Also, Ali told me there are some good branches in the garden for me to do some picking and some foraging, so I might just do that, you know. I'm going to crack on. Here we go. Right, I am just going to pop my pumpkin spice but not pumpkin spice candle on the centre island. Remove the little sticky bit because we are getting a few little autumn touches out. Got my little sourdough station here, and we're going to move the hops that I saved from last year into the kitchen because we saved them because they were so good. I'm going to try and fix them to the top. These are the hops that Gemma did because I just think they look so lovely and they fitted perfectly, so I think we're just going to try and put those up there. I've also just opened the box of the new preserved oak leaves from Hello Petal, so I'll probably give them a little bit of an arrange as well. It comes with chicken wire for you to put in your little vase of choice. I'm also going to just pop these down so that we can not worry about them falling. Voila. Clear this, because if anyone hasn't done hops before, they might not know that hops are very, very messy. So you want to have them tucked away nicely so that you don't touch them, because they will sprinkle hops down everywhere, pretty much. So just move as much as possible, all of the eggies, so that we can clean easily. Whilst Ali gets the steps ready, he actually went into the garden and foraged these for the house the other day, and I love the berries so much, and they're actually doing really well. I thought these were going to dry out super quickly, but they're very, very effective. I think these are my favourite thing here.
Worked out very well.
Yeah, really lovely. Did you say it worked out very well?
Going to repeat the joke. Right, let's get crack-a-lacking. Art's here.
Yes, I know. So we've just had our piece from Georgia Eliot. Huh? Well, it's mounted, but I think that we'll have it put in our own frame.
Oak, wooden.
Yeah, I'd like to get this put into a really old frame. I'm going to speak to Juliet about getting like a nice old frame for this. The steps are up. Ready to go? Come on then. Pivot, pivot.
Right, you go all the way around in a circle. Okay, you do that then. No, yeah.
Yeah, you strong yet?
I put a couple in, there's loads, isn't there?
Yeah, well, there's a few, but you don't need loads. It's not that heavy. That looks great. Oh, I missed my hops. Na, na, na. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that looks cute. So cute. What a little patootie. I love this little setup. This is always so cozy. There is something about hops that I just love, and when we put them in, I think it must be, when did we first put hops? It must be like 3 years ago now. I actually think I would probably like to have more this year. I might order some. But this is something that I also do. I always have pheasant feathers just knocking around the house. I don't know if you've ever been to antique stores, but they've always got bundles of pheasant feathers. You can get them on places like, I think you can get them on Amazon, but I think you can also get them on places like Etsy. These are some that I've bought, but also some that we pick up when we're walking around where we live. We've got a lot of pheasants. In fact, there was just one in the garden a minute ago. The best ones are always the ones that you find out in nature. But what I would say is just a few of these in a little pot like this always looks so effective. And if you don't know, like in places like bathrooms, I love to put like a single stem. I think it always looks quite architectural. This is like an alternative for this time of year where there's not so much. You can also do this with teasels, you can do it with dried thistles. Any dried flowers, in all honesty, will look so nice. But feathers are just something that you can keep hold of and just have knocking around. They look great on bookcases, all of that kind of thing. I'll show you where I'm going to put this one because I think it's just going to go in the bathroom. Pardon the lighting in here, there's always funny lines across things, but just something like that I think just adds the feeling of something curated and displayed, feels a little edge but looks lovely, and the colours are just so rich and beautiful. These are actually last year's dried preserved oak leaves that Gemma gave me, and the moment that the plant here wasn't doing well and had to be moved outside, it was just so nice to have something green and that more rich green to pop in its place, and it looks so lovely on the Diana table, and again has that sort of architectural, not symmetrical type of vibe to it. This is what Ali foraged. I think this is hawthorn. Is it hawthorn? No, it's not hawthorn. But Ali foraged this in the garden the other day, sorry, and it's got berries on it, so it instantly felt more autumnal. And I would always say it's really lovely to have a few little bits and pieces in the house that you've sort of dressed, but also getting things from outside. It's akin to harvesting something from your garden, in all honesty. Like, that's what I would say. When you find something for free out in nature that just looks beautiful and you can just arrange it and it look lovely in your home, that is the best feeling, other than growing it yourself, in the world. Because it's like, I've made something beautiful in my home out of something that was just naturally occurring. We try to coincide when we're foraging for things with trees that we need to maintain, maybe chop a few branches, do a little bit of tidying up, and it works really well. But I am going to get out there and do a bit of foraging as well. But the other thing I was going to tell you before I go is this is probably, I would have to say, the best reed diffuser I have ever had, and I have had some expensive ones, but nothing prepared me for how good this was going to be. And I think you can only get them in the store. So if you do happen to go to Cheltenham and you want a bit of a like seasonless evergreen fragrance, this is such a good one, because we've had this here since summer, and even now we're moving into autumn, it still feels nice and cozy. I'm gonna get another one for the games room and probably my office as well, but this is a really super-sized version of the Holland Cooper signature fragrance, and this is such a brilliant, just baseline fragrance for a home. Now, I would say this is quite thin glass, so you want to be very careful with where you put it, but also it looks beautiful as well. Like, it genuinely looks perfect. Jade has really thought about the design for this. So I would say that if you're looking for a really impactful fragrance for a room that you actually want to smell, this is such a great option. And I would say that this is an evergreen fragrance, if you're asking me my opinion on things. But yes, taking it a little bit slower with my autumn transition this year, just because I've got Gemma booked in a little bit later because we've got a shoot at the house. So I'm just doing tidbits. I think the next stage for me will be doing the table, because this feels very Mediterranean summer with the basil. And whilst I don't want to lose these basil plants, they're doing so well. I need to maybe relocate them to a space where they can thrive but not be part so much of the decor, because I'm thinking about something for here as well. In fact, I've got a picture and I can't remember where I got it from, but it is so beautiful. It's like grasses and reeds and oh, it's so nice. It's the terrible thing about me. I just see a picture and I snap it and then I don't think about who it was that put it there. But this is what is inspiring me with my autumn decor at the moment. But I would love to know what you're doing autumn decor wise. Let me know in the comments down below. I will link everything that I've mentioned in the description box as well. But I will see you guys in my next one. Hopefully a little bit more autumn decor will be going in as well.